Hi, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, and today I'm sharing this little tutorial with you to make this gorgeous little gift bag using the gift bag punch board, which I think is a nifty little tool, and it does all your scoring and chopping for you. It also puts these gorgeous little marks in already for you, and I think it makes a gorgeous sweet little bag. I've changed it up by putting my own top on, because otherwise you get these holes in the top, which today I didn't want. It's a brilliant thing if you want little holes, you put your ribbon through and that's great, but today I'm putting my little top on with my little clip. So let's get started on that, and I've just realised that I haven't brought my little gold clips over, so I need to go and grab those. Where have I put them? Right, I've got one. Right, let's make a start then. So I've used here, this is the Carried Away DSP I've used today. So this is still the Carried Away DSP. It's a free product during celebration. Let me just think now. This is going to be the bottom of my box, so you need to be aware of your design. If you've got a design on your paper and that design goes up the top, so that's the top of my bag, so I'm turning that round because this stamps the bottom of your bag. So let's put it in. This measures 6 inches by 12 inches, and we put it in and we line it up, put it in all the way until it's flush with there, and you line it up with that score line here. That's your start line. That says down here, can you see that? That says that's your start line. So you line that up in there with your start line, and you punch, she says, having no strength, and then you score, and for the size that this paper is, we're scoring large. So you've got small, medium, large, so we're scoring large. So score your paper down there, so downwards and horizontal, like that. Move it along and line it up with your next. Line that up. Again, you've just scored down here, so you're lining that up again, and now we're going to do the side panel. So this is the side panel, side 2, so you're scoring down to the sides and down and across. And of course, not forgetting to punch, and I'm going to stand up to punch because I don't seem to have any strength otherwise. Right, move that along with your next score line. So that was your score line there for your side panel, so you're lining that up, punch again, and we're back on the large measurement, so down here for large, whoops, and across for the horizontal. Move it along, line it up with your score line. We're now doing the side one again, so down, across, down for the triangle, and down for the side. Did I punch? No, I didn't. Right, now we're moving it along because we need another score line. So move that along. We need to just punch, so make sure that's lined up there. I'm going to stand up, I think it's better, and punch. And that is what you end up with. So we've finished with the scoreboard because we're not doing our holes on the opposite end. We've finished with our scoreboard, we'll move that out of the way. and we're chopping that end piece off like that. Can you see? So you've now got your little skinny bit, which is what you join it with. By the way, the finished dimensions of the bag measure 3 5/8 by 4 3/4 by 2 inches. So you can fit quite a few treats in there. Right then, let's do our burnishing. So burnish those down score lines first. And then do the top ones. And then for these side panels, you need to go down that way and burnish them that way, and then just bend those inwards for the little V's, those little V shapes, and the same this side for the other one. Just give that a gentle burnish, and in, like that. And that's your bag more or less done. Right then, so I'm putting fast fuse down here, to close my bag, and bring that over and close that. Make sure that's lined up. So this is the back of the bag where our seam is. So push that in, and then that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some fuse just on these end tabs here, so that sticks those little pieces down, the little inside flaps, like that. So keep that square on, and put your bone folder, push from the bottom, and then a bit of fast fuse there and here, and then a whole row of it there, and press that down, and that's your box made. Just put the bone folder in and just give that a press down to make sure that that's good and stuck. And I think that's quite an easy way to make a bag. If you don't know how to size up measurements yourself as well, you've got it all done for you. So then that folds down on itself quite nicely. And as you can see, I've got my balloons going upwards. So you do need to be careful if you've got a pattern that needs to be up that way. So now we're going to make our little top. So I've got a piece of Peekaboo Peach here, and that measures 3 1/2 by 3 3/4, and it's scored at 1 3/4. And so we fold that and burnish that. And then I like my corners rounded, so we're going to use the corner rounder punch to just round those off. And then I'm going to, for quickness, put some fast fuse on here, and we're going to just secure that to the back of the bag for our closure. So lay that down and line that up, giving yourself just a little bit of slack. Can you see that? I'll show you that in a minute when I've stuck it down. So that's stuck down. So can you see how I've just given myself about a 1/16 of an inch away, so that when you turn that over it closes nicely. So we've got our little clip that's going to clip on there. Now we need to do our little sentiment. So I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and on my block I'm going to prep some Watermelon Wonder ink. Watermelon Wonder ink, and we're going to stamp that off. I'm just going to get my mat because this is photopolymer. Stamp this on and off. Lovely. And then we're going to cut that out with the decorative label punch. That's good. And then that's going to sit on there on some dimensionals. So that sits nicely there. And then I've got one of these Sending Love embellishments. They're very cute, little wooden embellishments. You get 36 in the pack. I don't know what I've done with them. I couldn't find them earlier. Where's my glue dots? We're going to stick that on with a couple of glue dots. So these are rather cute, and you get 36, and I think it's 6 designs, and you get 36 of them. Very sweet. And that sits on there like that, and I think that looks rather sweet and rather cute. So that's my tutorial for you today. If you haven't got the gift bag punch board, I know where you can get it. So I hope you like that project. If you need any details, click over to artypapercrafters.com, and if you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, Sandra Ronald. If you need to shop online, please go to artypapercrafters.com, and I'll be back in a couple of days with another tutorial for you. So it's bye for now. Bye.